Hello guys, in this video we'll go to the next step. We'll experiment with Chat GPT and we will try to recreate something that we already created in previous lesson, previous video that I provided, the walkthrough for creating an application bank account where a user talks to bank account and use these three messages to interact with deposit, withdraw, and balance. It's supposed to be not a balance, but a statement. And there is a description like why exactly it's a good idea to use actor model, but not classical object-oriented way. So let's go and see this code. You're probably already familiar with that if you was listening or watched the previous video. If not, that's okay, because I already just gave you some introduction. So let's go and try to recreate this code with Chat GPT and see how much time it will take. So we have to ask what we want, right? It's almost everything about the question. Like if you know the question, the answer will come. That's how it works with Chat GPT and in general. Okay, let's go. Actor. So we know that we work with actor system, and it's AKKA and Scala, right? Create a code with Scala AKKA where two actors communicate to each other. Where it's not like that. So let's make it simpler. Create a code with Scala AKKA where user actor talks, send messages, okay, sends messages to bank account actor and where the messages are deposit, with withdraw, and get statement, where get statement is the log of the transaction that user did. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what will come. Here's an example. So it understood that it's Scala, AKKA Scala, user actor, okay, bank account actor, etc. So far so good. Case class deposit, withdraw, get statement, transaction list. Okay, there's something already kind of not what I expected. You see, this statement has only just list, so it's gonna create a list of. What I mean is the statement is a string, right? But in our case, the statement record, if I'm not mistaken, where it is. Yeah, statement record, we have this, right? Operation and balance, okay. I'll try to fix it. But other than that, you look, receive, deposit, withdraw, sender. We didn't use this, right? Did we? Yeah, because you see, it actually covering this case where there is insufficient fund. In our case, we even didn't think about it because it was simple example. And then user actor, case deposit withdraw. I don't know why user actor receive deposit, because it okay, because it cares about the responses basically, right? Okay, and also they send these messages to user, right? get statement. So you see, they send these messages to the user, not to the bank, and the user sends it to the bank. This is how it works. This kind of chain of events. That's okay. So you see, it took us like, I guess for this artificial intelligence thing, it took maybe like 1 second to process the code. Basically, I use this tool sometimes as a co-piloting when I want to check something, when I want to generate some code from scratch and then go in from there. That makes sense. I don't know if you knew it or not, but you can continue conversation with Chat GPT. So let's continue the conversation and we'll make it fix this transaction. Use a structure instead of using string in transaction. Use a structure like operation and balance. Let's see what it tells us. So it seems it understood what I asked, right? Operation string balance. Let's see. Yeah, there's something condition, transactions. I don't know what it is condition yet. Yeah, you see, it's working. It's actually understood what I asked. See, transactions, it add withdraw amount, the amount actually. It's not exactly what I asked actually, because I wanted to have a balance here, not amount of withdrawal. And every time when we see balance going up and up and down, and I wanted balance to be used here, not amount. Let's fix it. Now you use amount in the transaction, but you should use the balance. It seems it understood. Let's go. Okay, so balance, but I think it will just rename it. I think he or she will just rename this field. From amount to balance. We'll see. No, it did it right. You see, everything works fine, exactly as expected. It still used string here, not the case class, but it's okay because after all, these transactions will be used for statements, so I'm gonna print them. It's kind of okay to use string as well. And it's also used this transaction for each, you see, same thing. Yeah, arguably, I would say that chatbot just created everything we worked on for like 40 minutes here. So we spent like 40 minutes doing this code. But with the chat, I could recreate this code almost identical, even better at some point, because there is some edge cases. It was checking on sufficient funds, etc. It still use a little bit different. The flow goes from one actor to another instead of just doing something that we did as a human with live the life, etc. I don't think it will come up with this idea right away. But I think we can ask and it will rename whatever message it is. Like, I still think that we can ask do exactly what we did this. So as a co-pilot, sometimes this thing can do everything we can do if we ask correctly, right? There is still someone needs to ask what to do, and that's a good thing. There is a hope for humans. Okay, hope it helped and see you in the next video. Bye.